sus afterwards. I know you too well.
You were scared. You went into fear mode because you thought it was going to get gay.
Not that it was going to get gay. It was going to get sus. I don't think you should talk about gay people.
Ever?
This is not in a negative connotation.
You're going to have a DeBaby moment.
I'm woke.
You're going to have a DeBaby moment.
You're going to have a DeBaby.
Oh, I already had a DeBaby.
You're going to have another. A black one. What you going to say then?
Tiana Trump?
Hey, did you see her?
With Aiden?
That was fire.
I only watched the one little clip of the one black dude with the do-rag, her saying that she was going to take his virginity.
But 80 partners in high school? Jesus Christ.
She was going in.
But she said that on the No Jumper podcast 2 or 3 years ago.
I didn't watch it.
That's fucked up.
No.
It's not part of the culture. That was huge. We did an interview with her. By the end of the podcast, there was already fucking insanely viral clips on NBA Twitter, which is not a part of Twitter that I've ever really been associated with.
You've been associated with it lately more than usual.
Well, with Eliza sucking the son's dick, and then Tiana talking about how she was like, oh, I was 16 and I used to go fuck this whole basketball team, yada yada, and everybody was trying to figure out who it could be.
Wow.
That's just crazy. Like,
I'm
thinking about how I was when I was 16, like I'd be scared to come home too late, you know? And she's like meeting up with basketball teams, like who knows where.
That's a girl with ambition.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have that much ambition or drive to follow any of my dreams as a kid.
There's been so many times where I've been doing an interview with a girl, and I know that she's, you know, whatever, she's 20, and she's talking about like, oh yeah, like I was doing this, and I went to this event, and I was kicking it with these dudes, etc. And I'm like doing the math in my head, and I'm just like, oh, she was like 14, 15, kicking it with all these dudes.
Can I get a Law and Order for him too? Bum, bum. Yeah.
Introducing Cacti Spike Seltzer, made with premium blue agave. In line,
I'm saying though, like the smart girls out there just realize early on, like, oh, I can get into whatever fucking social situation I want to get into. I just got to use my fucking body to get into those spots, you know?
That doesn't work for men.
There's no such thing.
Men look like kids.
Like, why can't we
14.
go to like the rich woman's book club?
When you're 14, there's nothing that you can do to increase your social standing besides, I don't know, start selling drugs.
Practice like yo-yo or
Get a job. Yeah, yo-yo. No, you get sponsored for riding bikes at the skate park or skating
exactly.
or something.
But that's an elite.
That'll elevate your social status. You can join a gang.
That's true.
That actually has very bad consequences. Don't join gangs, kids.
Oh, I thought you were talking about skateboarding. Skateboarding too, you can fall and hit your head.
That's true.
I mean, there's only so many ways you can go to jail.
Gangbang?
Or just whatever. I mean, if you go to prison for a while, that kind of increases your social status. When you get a job,
Unless you work at like Chick-fil-A or something.
well, just because you get free food. Yeah. No, if you can get a good job. I mean, at 14, it's gonna be tough, but
if you work at somewhere like Foot Locker or something, it's cool. You can get
don't suck this, you did.
And you can't even get too.
I wasn't even thinking about your dick.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was not thinking
That was
about your
unconscious
dick.
dick.
That was uncalled for.
Somebody was just asking me if you dig ever resurface, and I said no.
He didn't, right?
Not that I know of, and we also, I don't know how serious we should be taking the person who told us that they saw him working at Foot Locker.
I know. This was a random friend that told me that. We just been running with this shit the longest now.
How long has it been? Like a year? Like almost a year?
I mean,
Jesus.
It's no jumper
on the socials.
Is no jumper that bad that you gotta go work at Foot Locker afterwards?
You gotta just disappear. Because that's the crazy thing. If he is depressed, he's really fucking depressed.
That's
It's
a
been a
long
fucking year.
depression, dude.
You know, like you
That's crazy.
You can get depressed for a month, a couple months, whatever, a year, and you disappear. Like, but I get it though, because this is something that you keep seeing happening on the internet. Rap music is really big, so random ass white kids, especially in other countries, like fucking, you probably don't know who Lael Hansen is from Canada, but she became basically what I would say is like, you know, a hip hop making YouTube videos, getting millions of views, dressing up like X for Halloween, and you know, talking about different stuff involving different rappers and stuff like this. Gets hella fucking subscribers and stuff, but then at one point she just realizes like, oh, I don't actually like care about Lily. I don't actually want to be this YouTuber personality, whatever. And that's at least kind of my theory with the digs. You might just like realize maybe this is just not what I want to do.
He became the manager.
If you're young enough, you have time to like be into something.
Yeah, exactly. mean, like, there's thousands of videos like that. Thousands of videos like that made that we've never.
That burger was good.
Because, you know, hasn't been
You
promoted.
could tell though,
But
like,
if
you
your
know,
shit is
like,
dope, then
it
that's
tasted
the whole
different.
point. You gotta be able to stand
It tasted, bro, I
Should
couldn't
be
lie.
able to-
I, to me, it tasted like a meat burger, low key. It tasted like meat. And it's plant based. It's made of plant. That's dope.
Because I had a lot of weird
Every,
chips that
I
were
feel
elementary,
like,
so throw me one.
you know that burger that I just ate from Carl's Jr. and it's Beyond Meat, bro. I feel like every burger place should have a plant-based burger or something. Cause I'm eating that burger, I'm like, yo, this shit tastes fucking good. It tastes like a burger, basically, literally like a burger, like a fucking, like a meat burger, but it's plant-based. It's made of plants. So I don't know how much of it, 100% or whatever. To be honest,
I mean,
I don't even know, but
I wanted to be
shit,
like a
fuck it.
comic
If it's made of
artist.
plants, fuck it.
I wanted to be a video game programmer. That's fire. But I'm talking about like during elementary school. But then by the time I was like 13, it was like, nah, BMX, that's it. We ride bikes. Maybe a little. I was fucking with music and stuff. Like I was still listening to a lot of rap and listening to a lot of hardcore and punk and shit. But I was really just focused on bike riding primarily.
That's fair. That's why I always get like kind of, I have like more respect for the dudes that get into like either BMX or skateboarding really heavy and then still also work on like side skills like, you know, like DJing or like doing other stuff, because a lot of people that I know, once they get into skateboarding or BMX, like that's it. It's like that's their whole life, you know?
And I relate to that, but at the same time, I would really advise anybody who that kind of becomes their life, have other hobbies too.
Exactly.
Because the reality is that if you're going to try to become a pro BMX or a pro skateboarder, you are going to have, at some point, you're going to have months and months and months where you cannot fucking do what you're trying to do because of injuries and shit. It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
So, like, just have other things that you can work on or that you're passionate about, because your body is like, I've seen so many people where they you know, base their whole life from being a kid on becoming a pro, and finally get sponsored or whatever, and then you know, boom, hit their head. They like can never ride good again, and it's fucking their whole entire life is just fucking done. And it's like, I don't know, that's such a big gamble to take, you know? It's the same thing, honestly, if you're like an NFL dude or whatever, you can just tear your ACL, boom, your whole career's over.
Exactly. Some boxer.
Yeah, it's like no one is like, yeah, that's right. Like no one is fucking perfect at doing tricks and fucking skateboarding or whatever, bro. This fucking I barely hear shit on my headphones. Bro, give me that shit, bro. You took my shit. Took
I think
my
like 2
shit.
years ago, he was like a really good Mexican boxer. Went into a ring, was doing well, got hit in the head a couple times, and then like they finished the round. He went home, had like a seizure or something, and then now he's like brain dead basically. Like, and it's just crazy. It's like
Bye,
yeah.
Gina. Hey, by the way, I just want to throw this out there. Clubhouse phone. What? That's not.
Can't like even show up.
He said he was gonna be. He did say he was gonna be. He could have just like. Yeah. He's been more consistent though lately though. I'll give him that. Way more, bro. Yeah. You gotta give him a little credit for that. We have a lot to bug him about. Why? No. Why do I never see him? He sends stuff to the group text.
Yeah, they muted it.
I don't know if you muted it in the group text. So, you and T-Rail. It's funny as fuck though. So everybody that's listening right now, T-Rail pisses Adam off. And I like to join in with T-Rail.
I wish I could see these conversations.
I have to just bail out of it. He always has to intervene with me. AD, what's wrong with him? You're getting raw before I was on the show like a fucking king. That's his woman. Yeah. She holds him down. He's being served. I just think him as I think Roddy wears the pants for sure. It's half and half?
Yeah, that's what I think it should be.
He's a fucking man, Yuri.
What? I just
You run the show, right?
yeah. We chill like streaming borders and
You
stuff.
run the
Well,
fucking
what's
show,
up, your
No,
man?
I don't. And we both live life equally
The
on each other's
podcast
terms.
happens on your
Oh,
YouTube.
you're right here. Look, you're right there.
True.
Dun, dun, dun.
But
You guys share the revenue though, right?
it is
Oh, bro,
on Phil's
woods.
5%.
You know where that is?
No.
Mm-hmm.
For staff. Who's winning in the fight?
Okay, then go there. Just this one there.
Like a
too.
fist fight?
Yeah.
No, what the Riley, of course. I'm not gonna do it. What the hell?
Cool.
You're not really doing that great of a job of presenting yourself as a big tough guy. Maybe that's why you felt like you could ask.
Well, people know that I'm not a confrontational type of person.
Can I say something? Yeah. Fuck yeah. And also, why? What's streaming right?
How much
Hey,
are they?
let's go.
At noon. See you guys.
Do you want?
I'm probably gonna be there.
I don't get a fist bump.
I only
Brother
have
will be
five,
there.
so
We're gonna
you
be
get
playing
five.
your music, so you guys definitely show up on Friday. We will listen to your tunes, and then also.
Yeah.
Where do they go to subscribe to the newsletter? Go to nojumper.com, scroll all the way, put us in the corner, put it up big on the screen. As long as we have their attention, I just really want to add everybody. This is why I'm just going to know that's the loop. Now I'm going to drop our we get the promo down we have the blog up, all kinds of good music on there. But if you scroll down, person's body, whatever it might be, submit. Nice little document. We don't spam you. We don't send you ads. We don't do anything fucked up. Nice little document. Long fucking links. Discount codes, merch, shit like that. Look at this. Buy. Wyatt Ray is a Wyatt Ray is fucking nasty.
You guys gotta watch his channel.
Exactly. And subscribe to the No Jumper Kanama channel while we're at it. Anyway, the thing I forgot to say though is that we are doing a contest for signing up for the newsletter, right?
Again.
For the people who go to nojumper.com and subscribe to the newsletter, we're gonna pick 3 emails at random, and they're gonna get a free Kanama and 2 t-shirts in the mail. free of charge.
That's fire.
So I'm going to be promoting this on my Snapchat and Instagram later too, but that is the contest that we're doing this week. And this actually will happen. This will be announced next week on the podcast, but just throw us your email. We'll send you one email a week. And sign up for the Patreon.
Let's go.
Why should we not do this?
Oh, I know, right?
Take that, I see the guy had some now too, Tim. Yeah. You go pull up on Wicked thoughts. Wicked thoughts. Wicked. That's the wicked thoughts. How about the thoughts? That could be your thoughts next door. Thoughts next door. Have you thought about starting a management group where you I don't think that's a good idea. Wicked thoughts.
Oh, that's crazy.
I want Yuri to be in my group.
What the hell? No, why? Well, actually,
No, you have to.
that's close-minded to have only a girl.
Binary, no, gender is a spectrum. Binary is weird. We're all binary at this table. I know.
So you're weird.
Yes. What are you talking about? Come here, I'm gonna bring up a real topic right now. I've been 38 minutes. Talking about music. Let's have movies. I'm just gonna make a statement right now. I agree with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Bathing is overrated.
Me too.
Bathing. I think you just got some nasty
Oh,
motherfuckers.
I just found it.
Don't clean your body if you don't have to. I'm gonna be honest with you, right?
In the belly.
Friday, I worked out in the morning and then I showered. Came into work, did some stuff Friday, did other stuff. Saturday, worked out, went in the pool. Sunday, sat around the house all day, still didn't shower. I didn't shower until after I worked out. That's Friday morning, you dirty, stinky bastard. No shower. I didn't really leave the house. Okay?
You didn't get to try it
Fucking
even.
matter. You probably had sex too, huh? Did you have sex and you didn't shower?
Wait, let me ask you this
I washed my
question.
hands.
After you finally showered, when you were drying yourself, did like little skin flakes come off your body?
No, it's exactly the same. Let me tell you something. I'm showering. My lady has a rule. She made you start cleaning your butt. No. But you have to, if you go outside, you have to take a shower to get back in the day. So I was taking like 3 showers a day type shit, bro. That's the rule. You're allowing women to come into your life and create new rules. It's nice though.
How much are your other rules?
Later,
I
yeah.
think you're a king. Yes. I like it though. I'm more clean. It's a rule. Fuck rules.
The first day I met you, you said I have 2 rules. Don't disrespect me, and I take 1 shower a month.
I did not say that.
I'm kidding.
I don't know. Man. I just don't like. But having sex and not taking a shower is disgusting, bro. Yeah, that is. I'm not gonna lie. And I honestly, I don't even feel it very much. I like to shower once a day.
No, but their battle isn't with taking a shower, it's with using products, which I agree with. It's like they say you rinse your body under water, but don't be using products every day.
So, the shampoo that Lena has in the shower. You can use your lady stuff. What else are you doing? What kind of process are you doing in the shower? I mean, I didn't ask what you were singing.
I could totally see you singing.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be singing and dancing in the bathroom.
I remember I had this one dude who was like my barber, and he told me he was like this Arabian dude. He was my barber for like 6 years. I just said like for no reason, but I remember he told me he was like, you should only shampoo once a week because he's like, it's and people don't realize how strong it actually is. Like, I would have to
I didn't know how that works.
He's not a fake barber.
He washes it every day, but he doesn't wash it. What is washing my hair doing to my hair that I don't want it to be doing? No, that's not clear.
I agree with you. You have to build up your own natural hair.
What is your shower routine?
Why?
Oof.
Of course.
Yeah, I definitely go 3 days. It's probably like,
Wait, and you work out and having sex and come here. I just don't. Yeah, but when I come here, I'm like on camera, so I shower before I come here.
But the stuff.
Then sometimes I won't have a couple. I'll have a shower. Forget it. You don't think you stink so
You shot it
I've never had any complaints of smell.
I really hope
the
Linda
perfect
takes
time. Born in USA.
But if you want some head, you don't take a shower.
It's really not my business. Like, if she told me, like, go to your dick stinks,
Oh,
I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say, oh, we can't fuck, my dick stinks. I can't even get in the bed. Also, she will tell me sometimes, like, just fuck me, I don't want to suck the dick. It stinks.
A stinky dick Adam.
What the fuck? Nah, bro, yeah, you need these two people, like, guys need to, like, sometimes I be doing that, you know. Bro, that guy's gonna suck. How did we lose to these guys? Wait, there's still...
Oh, got it. Got it? Mm-hmm. You know where they are, right? Mm-hmm. You can find that the edges of the map. Mm-hmm. You know, you can just go to there, and there, and just go long.
This much before you, when you were still drinking?
Did shower and fucking fuck you.
I bet you were. I think you're showering more now because you have more access. No, liquor takes up your time. Now that you don't drink, you have all this free time to drink.
Stop drinking, it frees up more time to shower.
Exactly.
Very cool. It's very good reason to quit drinking. You'll have more time to shower. You can spend more time in the bathroom.
But if everyone was showering 3 times a day, we would fucking pull through all of our water supply. We'd get a huge drought.
It's very selfish. Thank you. It's kind of like an important part of his personality.
Honestly,
Being selfish.
to be honest, like, no cap, whenever I go like 3-4 days without showering, in my head, I do feel good. I'm like, I didn't waste water. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually doing good for the world right now.
And one day you kill your cat because your smell is beautiful.
And just keep that same bath there. And like, keep reading it. That still makes way more water than a shower. I don't believe it.
Put us
No
in the corner.
way.
Put us in the corner.
If you take a 5-minute shower or fill up a bathtub,
Put me in the corner. This is a research-based podcast. We're not gonna be like Joe Rogan getting canceled for spreading coronavirus misinformation.
we have to be like a myth.
A shower uses.
That makes so much sense. And lose the use.
I was in the shower all fucking day, bro.
I am in the shower for a long time. That's why I don't like the shower. It takes me like 30-40 minutes to do it.
There's no reason why you should be in the shower 30
I can shower in 5 minutes.
unless you're playing with your shit.
No, I'm thoroughly cleaning, like scrubbing myself. And
I think you had, what's the shit called? OCD?
I kind of do a little bit.
You scrub yourself like when I get in the shower, I'm just putting soap on my body. I don't like
I'm
I don't like push it in and like.
I get my loofah.
You use a loofah, 3 or 4
I use a loofah
pumps
too.
of cocoa butter, like you know what I'm saying. I think you just get dirtier. I think you just get filthier. Like you have to really work to get your like my arms are clean by default.
No, it's kind of like shining a car. You know, you gotta get like all this stuff cleared off, and then like just have that nice.
When it's dirty, it gets visible. Even if I don't shower for a fucking week,
That's the issue.
look at my arm and tell me that's dirty.
That's the
I dare you to get in the tub and your shit gonna be a big ass tat ring around it.
I don't get this.
That's why. You're gonna see that shit.
I haven't taken a tub since I was a child.
Stuck it.
Get you some Epsom salt, man, but you relax.
มาปรับหนูหวานทางหนูว่าโคสตากับอันนี้ว่า
This is a research base.
That's too much. Fuck Epsom salt. That shit don't do anything. I used to do it all the time. It doesn't fuck me.
My mom said,
To be honest, I've had this embarrassing. Think
All
about
you
it.
have to do is get in the tub. Do you have a tub?
Yeah, we do, but we don't smoke in the room that has the tub. There's always like these issues and
Who made
conflicts.
that rule?
Well, we both did, I would say.
No, Riley made that wrong.
No.
Because if you want to
You want to smoke in every room in your house. You love smoking when you're a total pothead. You don't.
Yeah, I just got a read.
What rules do you have at your house? Does Lena make rules when you're smoking? Because of the baby.
I'm going back to the Jack Shack.
What's another rule? That's because of the baby.
There's another annoying rule now, which is that my shoes in a basket of other shoes because my kid is fucking fried. And picks up my sandals and my shoes and just wants to eat on the
Kids do that.
So now I have to take my sandals and put them in the stupid.
Nothing involving your child. Like,
Lenny-
what's a rule that you and Lena have? Like, you just think about it.
Turn off the lights in all the rooms. For me, I would just leave all the lights on all the time. Keep the electricity.
Killing fish.
I just never even thought about it. Never crossed my mind. Oh, I gotta turn the lights off.
When I'm alone, I leave one light on.
Me too. When Riley left the bay and I was at home alone, I had to leave all the lights on in the house to go to sleep. I was like
I
scared.
need one light on to go to sleep.
When you're alone, you sleep with the chopper under your pillow. No
If I had a chopper, I'd probably shoot it accidentally from anxiety because I was so nervous. Like every sound I heard, I'd be like, what is that?
That's fucking cool if you want to
You just start shooting it.
That's not true. That's allowed, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't taken the test.
So, what's the longest Riley can leave that you'd like start freaking out?
There's no limit of how long she can leave, and you know, it's like she can leave how long she wants.
I mean, like, you should see someone like a week or something.
Oh god, that'd be terrible. When she was gone for 2 days, that was like brutal because it was so hard to go to sleep. Literally, I had to.
Why is it hard to go to sleep? But I would eat.
I'm the
Okay,
same way, bro.
no,
Yo,
but-
if you get broken up with, oh my god, you
Honestly,
so integrated. I tell you what, I'm not gonna come to this office.
Oh yeah,
Somebody,
I was literally telling Riley, I was like, I feel like hitting up one of my homies and asking him to spend the night with me. Because I was so scared to go.
I would describe it.
Anxiety and fear.
What is the fear?
When Riley and I go to sleep at night, we hear little creaks and like footsteps in our hallways and like shit. And like, and I have a Ring camera and I'll check, and there's nothing in the house, but we'll hear like these sounds. And then when Riley's there, like I'm like, alright, that's scary. But when I'm there by myself, I'm like, dude.
You need to be like, get your shotgun and go see what the fuck's outside.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you like paying attention to noises? Like that would never even occur to me.
I wish I could live in the bliss that you live in now. You're not scared of ghosts?
Are you serious?
Tell me,
I'm
what
dead.
the ghost do to you?
I want you to spend the night in my house by yourself, and I want to see what you do. You're gonna be scared.
I'm assuming you just live in like a normal apartment that's not really different.
I like to think you're haunted.
Apartments are old in LA though. They're all like 60, 70 years old. Like they're good.
That makes them more likely to have ghosts.
Yeah, someone's probably died in every single apartment in LA.
What would you say if I said ghosts are real?
I would. I don't know. I would say prove it.
Just seems pretty self-evident.
Can I tell you that I've seen a ghost?
Come on, this is working.
Worse than ghost stories.
Brand new Lamborghini, cop car. Pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Ever met a real nigga rock star?
But I feel the same way. Talking about dreams is kind of like talking about a someone's like acid trip or like psychedelic trip is so boring because you're like, dude, you fantasize all this stuff.
You were melting into the wall. I have to be so interested in you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
If my mom was telling me about her acid trip, yes, I would listen. If it's just some random person thinking I care about this, like, no, get the fuck away from me before I punch you in the dick.
I want you to do an edible.
He's off
I
them all
feel
day. Every
like-
day.
No, I'm not. I'm smoking blunts with you guys.
Oh, that's true.
I'm being
I didn't hit it.
cool, normal, bro, just hanging out. Blunts. Smoking edible, not showering.
Not showering.
Now I'm trying to worry that Amy's not going to come into work and be in the store.
Bro, I don't want to do the store. You guys
6
said
miles
we're gonna
away.
what's it called? What's wrong?
Sure,
I like
it's a big part of the brand.
I like
like that. It's gonna
That's
be
fine.
fucking very chill. Security.
Yeah, that's cool.
Blammies. He said, I don't have to bring a blammy then. That's
Oh,
good.
that's
No,
cool.
you gotta bring your blammy. Because
We're all bringing our blammies.
You might have to shoot it out with a security guard too for realistic situations.
Hey,
Fuck it. I'm gonna ask you, in fact. I'm not gonna say that. Do you know that someone else is starting a podcast on No Jumper very soon?
Oh. There's a lot of
Tell
news
you.
I'm hearing today that
I
I know
know.
about.
Maybe.
Bum, bum, bum.
I don't want to announce it just yet, but we do have a person who's going to be starting something up pretty happy.
I needed some with some bop in. Let's go. I'm unorthodox than a muff. Hey, when you gon' switch the flow? I thought you never asked. I needed some with some.
Hopefully it's you. I'm going to start more early, so just do something weekly.
That would be cool.
But probably not on the jumper on the channel.
I feel like every time one joined a podcast, everyone was oh, that's true.
Crazy. The beast of a man. You're not a beast. No? You a dirty beast. Filthy motherfucker. Filthy man. That's how I'm living.
I think that's good for you to get back on that topic and to not shower, to be honest.
It's a waste of time. That's dumb.
Wait, you save time and it's good for you.
Think about this. It's not healthy.
And you save money.
Think of this. For all of recorded human history up until maybe 30, 40 years ago,
Exactly.
people would be lucky to shower. Nigga, they would go to the lake and shower.
My relatives in Russia shower
Doing
once a
that
week.
every day? Why would you do that every day? What a waste of time.
How
And
long
also,
is-
you're assuming that everybody's growing up in like a fucking indigenous village by a lake. This is not the average person.
I know
doing this.
exactly. Not everyone has a lake.
Wait, many people were still having to shower with water.
I want to know when soap was invented. How long has soap been out for?
Stay on top.
That's on time.
How?
Exactly.
I'm just saying that, like, the expectation that it's normal for people to shower multiple times per day, I just don't understand it. Also,
Yeah, some reason.
they need more hobbies. You know, that's like a whole. When was soap invented? 2800 BC.
So everybody's
But why
shit
do we even have to look that up? Of course, it was a long time ago.
But
also-
soap. But you're saying that people weren't showering. So if soap was made, what's the use of soap?
But you think that they were showering with soap?
What was soap for? To shower.
But we're probably
So in
like
2800 BC, they've been showering and bathing.
That's when the soap scam started.
You realize the difference between showering every day and showering maybe every couple days?
I think there's some people who shower every day.
I was just like chilling, hanging out with my homies.
You don't get, you like, me personally, if I don't shower, I feel like it's done here. And shit. I smell like cheese and shit.
From like a day or two? What is wrong with your genitalia?
Well, then again, that only really happens when you shave. So if you get a manscape, shaving and stuff like that, they shave that.
So it happens to you differently.
Nigga, when you have no hair and your skin hits each other and rubs together and your balls
Oh,
back and forth.
bruh.
Yeah.
That happened to my butt the other day at Universal. When I came home from work, from Universal, I was like, it hurts to walk, dude, because my
Because you shaved your
my
ass?
butt cheeks were like scraping against each other the whole day. And then, like, it felt like I had blisters. I was like, oh, dude, it's the worst shit. What can you do, like, to prevent this?
How many sort of remedies creams to apply to your chafed butt?
I don't think Roddy is caring for his
She
butt.
doesn't come with remedies? What kind of woman is she?
I didn't ask her for any butt remedies. Maybe.
Should have. You're gonna earn her keep one way or
I
another.
try to keep it to myself.
You lost your mind, Adam, this time.
Misogynist.
You said misogyny. Yeah, you did. I
Not
know.
necessarily. That's probably one of the ones I would
Jiri.
Nigga, I didn't even know what you did until 3 weeks ago.
You don't pay attention. You don't ask me about my life. That's why.
Nigga, every time I come here, you say, hey, AD, and you just mow your corner, and you just always look back, and I'm like, that's the weird part about being a boss, is that you have all your employees, and your boss come. Are they doing anything? Or are they just sort of kicking it? I really did not know what you did for the longest.
I would say I'm pretty busy.
Look at you. Can I get enough of mama? He's like, I'm
The thing is, like, extends all 24/7. To be honest, it's like, you know, even like I can be editing stuff at midnight tonight that would be done, which I will be. It's like the MP3s. Like the MP3s for your show, all has to be done afterwards. I don't give up to 10. It's just like yeah. It extends throughout my whole day. I'm pretty busy. I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. There's tons of things I work on. I will make an itinerary or a list of all the things I do and I'll show it to you.
Yes, we need Mr. Beanie. What's going on? Hey, Mr. Beanie. This week and last
Hey,
week.
Mr. Beanie.
Today was partially difficult because I, for whatever reason, have been smoking a ton of weed all day. I'm fucking high as hell. Maybe I will eat one of those edible candies right now. You don't want one?
No, I don't. I don't think I ever want to have edible again.
Bro, my fucking personal trainer is such a pussy ass bitch. He told me that he eats like 10% of one piece and he gets so high that he's like catatonic.
I'm one of those people. Me and edibles do not mix. We never have.
Like 2 dicks and no chicks.
Bro, that's
Biggie Smalls.
I'm just leaving that.
You're
alone.
not gonna shame me. I'm not dropping Biggie bars in here. Have you listened to the Nas album?
Yes, I love the Nas album. Fire.
How many times you listened to it?
I've probably listened to it 4 or 5 times.
I'm not sure how many times I've made it to the end, but yeah, I'm probably in that area. It's a beautiful, beautiful project.
My favorite one is Moments. I think it's called Moments. I'm gonna tell you exactly. The one with Charlie Wilson too.
I need to listen to it more. Lauryn Hill, I finally.
Lauryn Hill's versus Fire. Moments is my favorite on there. The No Phony Love. I like the brunch on Sundays.
Death Row East.
That's fire too.
That was like a Vlad TV rebuttal of like, let me talk about all this fucking, not like Vlad TV specifically, but like all the people that want information about that time period in his life.
That was fire though.
He's just like, here it is.
The album. And I didn't even know they won a Grammy for the first one. Hopefully they will know for this one too.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, I like become a pretty bad fan of all the artists that I listen to, you know? Like, I was like really paying attention to Jay-Z, but then like at a certain point when he starts dropping his old man albums, it's like, I'll listen to it like a couple times and then just sort of not pay the attention that I probably should to it.
I like the last one though.
And I like them. Just don't like bang out to
What
it.
was it called? 40? Which one was it?
444.
444, bro. He was giving out gems in that motherfucker, bro. That was like real educational piece of the music side. And I think too is like as far as Jay-Z being a businessman and his age, that's what I personally think.
Just generally speaking, though, we don't pay enough attention to old head rappers. Even the legendary ones. I just don't really like get the fucking respect over like, you know, people just don't talk about old head rappers' albums. And even like they sell them, but only the gods of rap get the luxury of getting their music late in their career still listened to.
That's true.
You know, like even that fucking DMX album didn't sell shit.
Yeah.
Posthumous.
How the little, I mean, not the little, but the Nos album that came out recently?
The
that,
Nos.
I'm not sure how it sold,
It did
but
like
the
60
critical,
or something.
critical reaction, people love it.
I mean, it got it's the number one highest rated album on Metacritic, bro.
Wow. Really?
Of all rap album. Ever?
What the fuck did that happen?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they said it happened in 3 days.
One time I wrote this album, I feel like Nas is really like sort of like playing with some of the sounds, flows, like he's just like not rapping like an old head, but he's still rapping like so well and so technically, and it's just like I don't know, he just seems so in the zone in a way that you just don't expect a guy that late in his career to be in. Like it feels very important, and it really made me want to just like revisit all of the latter Nas albums because honestly, I fucking obsessively listened to his entire catalog up till the album.
Nigger.
Yes, but it was called the N-word, right?
That's what I was saying.
Or did that just have no title? Did he not even actually put out? But that was around the time that I like kind of tuned out and stopped really like listening to Nas album.
Is that know that the climate has changed, accept that the old ways are dead, get you some young hot producers, some young hot rappers, and let them guide you on what they would want to hear from you. And I think also love that much. They where's my fucking Nas?
I know, that would be legendary. That'd be so sick. Speaking of interviews,
Who's your favorite interview you've done so far, though? Like of all time? Okay. John
speaking of
Obama?
interviews, yeah, you had a pretty legendary phone call recently.
Rita. We tapped in his mom. Finally, our schedules aligned properly. She got me on the phone. Got a whole update. That video is going to be dropping soon. I'm having him subtitle the whole thing. So
That's my guy, though.
Sir.
Man. I knew him since I was like 14.
Yes, sir.
free to real. I should have asked him how he feels about the Lil Nas X video with all the dudes dancing and naked in the jail.
Won a game, and I'm watching a podcast.
You know what's crazy about the Lil Nas X
I
song?
wonder if he's seen that. Do you think they play that in the prison?
No.
In Texas?
But that song, bro, I ain't gonna lie, is very I listen, bro. I keep hearing that shit in my fucking head, bro. I'm gonna keep it honest.
Really?
Yeah, the song is dope.
I haven't even heard it yet.
You're fucking
It's very catchy.
I already can't remember it though, to be totally honest. I'm sure it's great.
And Kanye made the fucking beat too. Crazy.
I just munched 2 rings.
That's 200 milligrams, maybe, possibly.
What did you, and I'm really mostly asking AD, Yuri, please try to like restrain your opinion here because you don't know anything about this topic, but what do you think of the 6ix9ine White 100 thing?
I watched the academic shit. For one, I'm gonna say this. It was very, very, very entertaining, and
That's a given.
that's a given. But Wack, he brought up something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and you know, I could be a hypocrite right now and say, oh yeah, this is true, fuck all this and all that, but no, the truth of the matter is, Wack said there's a lot of niggas who got snitches in their hoods, and I talk about this shit all the time, basically, is that you can pay to play now. And gang culture, they ain't supposed to be like that, but you know, if a nigga got a bag, he can have paperwork and niggas will look the other way, which ain't the real principles if you want to stick to this shit.
But what is the point of this whole argument? To prove that, oh, there are other people who are bad people, so therefore we should
just totally forget about the fact that 6ix9ine is like evidently a bad person.
See, and you know, when Wack was here and he did the fucking interview, I told him, he was like, hey, 6ix9ine's a villain. I was like, fuck no. And I told him my reasoning for that. I don't believe that he was a villain. I believe that he fucking thought he could hang around in this shit. He got caught and he betrayed people. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, when you really think about gang banging and how the shit goes, bro, like, when you go to jail, niggas will fuck your baby mama. When you go do other things, people will do grimy things too. Your homies will shoot at you and do all type of stuff. And in our culture, we're told to not say nothing about that shit. So if you join that shit, that's what comes with the shit. You don't flip on your peoples. But with Wack, I understand that this is a bigger business move when it comes down to that shit.
Wack wants to make the fight happen.
Yeah.
Wack would not, like, Wack knew, I think, this is my impression of where we went on with that, is that Wack knew that if he got in a room with 6ix9ine and they had a conversation, that it would probably be the beginning of him being able to make this big fight dream happen. That is, and full disclosure, I was just speaking to him, but it does seem that there's a significant chance that this could happen. 6ix9ine.
And then too, he was saying, nephew, could that guy join your neighborhood? And I'm like, no. So his analogy of it is he wasn't supposed to be this in the first place, so he's looking at him like a civilian. I don't look at him like no civilian.
My thing is, what I got from listening to that is that 6ix9ine desperately wants people to fuck with him. It pisses him off so much that he's basically like blackballed from a lot of things in rap. You know, none of these rappers will work with him. Rappers just casually shit on him and stuff. And it's like, you would kind of think that after snitching and putting all those guys behind bars, that he would like, you know, we all kind of predicted that he would come home humble. Instead, he seems like really concerned with convincing everybody how tough he is. He's bragging about not having security over and over and over. He's talking about how, you know, anyone can run up on him. Do you agree with the thing Wack said about, I feel like you basically have already accepted it, that somebody might kill you and you like don't really care?
Yeah, bro, that's how same way I feel about Quando Rondo. It's just like, hey, check it out. Like, you already know there's a target on your back. Either way it goes, there's no way to rectify the situation. So you can either live in fear for the rest of your life, or you can just live your life and whatever happens, happens. I think they're happy and accepting that it's going on. Not happy, but I think they accept that something may happen to them, and you know they came to terms with that shit. They're gonna live their life.
6ix9ine just bragging about not having security, just saying it.
I don't care.
Like, what do you think the reaction would be like if somebody did do something to him right now? Like, it would be weird because it's like just on this podcast that around protecting it.
Hey, it is what it is. Whatever Wack is doing, that's like Wack was saying though, I can't see niggas who got snitches in their hood. So if you gonna play the politics with 6ix9ine, you gotta play that shit in your own backyard too.
Do you think anybody will start fucking?
Yeah, I think so.
Who will it be? Because currently we're on nothing.
I mean, but honestly, bro, the fact that he's getting a lot of press right now, and I feel like a lot of people don't care. Like, if you don't care about the street side of things, then who gives a fuck?
But this is the whole thing with 6ix9ine, is that it's obvious that, like, one thing that he did not talk about at all in that interview, which he used to talk about all the time, every other fucking minute, how successful he was. And keep in mind, they just put out an album that was #2 or whatever, and he had this video that got views or whatever. And now, he doesn't even talk about putting out music, or as if he's gonna come back as a rapper. Like, that seems like it's the last thing on his mind. Now, granted, I get it, you probably don't know that's a big concern, but it's weird to see that, like, that is part of his identity. One, toughest rapper, and then nobody can say shit to him, and that he's the most protective of these gangs, whatever. He still basically does that, just saying, like, nobody will do anything to me. But then he used to always just brag about how successful his music was, and it's like he's completely forgotten about that side of things. Well, I look at it like this. There's way more civilians than there are gang members. You feel me? If you're a civilian, just like I said, when people ask me how they felt about him being on Fresh and Fit, I said Fresh and Fit are supposed to interview. But he wasn't on Fresh and Fit. Well, no, but that's what people were saying, though, because before the interview came out, they used their space. But even like I told you, if you didn't talk too much bad shit about the nigga, I wouldn't care that you did an interview with the nigga, because you're a fucking civilian. You feel me? I mean, unless you want to be something else, but yeah, you're a fucking civilian, bro. So you're not supposed to hop into street politics. Now, I couldn't have a nigga on my show because I stand for something. People look at me in a certain type of light. But if you're not like that, then who gives a fuck?
What do you think about the fact that I feel like I've seen more people mad at Whack 100 over the fact that he sat down and talked to 6ix9ine than I've ever seen anyone mad at him over anything?
And I understand that 100%, because if you stick to the code says that you don't fuck with snitches, we don't fuck with rapists, we don't fuck with certain individuals. Once you tell, if you a street nigga and you tell, your rep is supposed to be gone after that shit.
And that's what 21 was saying. I don't feel like no street dude should be even having a conversation with a snitch.
I understand that he's doing something else as far as business wise, and to the climate of, I don't look at rappers and I don't look at this industry as the streets. This shit is fake as fuck. You feel me? And anytime that rappers try to put real street shit in this industry, it always goes fucking bad. It always goes left and shit like that. So you can't apply those principles when it comes down to entertainment. And I think what Wack is saying is that he never looked at 6ix9ine as a gang member to begin with, so he doesn't have a problem with talking to a civilian.
I don't understand how you could like join a gang, carry red rags in your video, be claiming that you're in a gang. You've got a bunch of dudes who verifiably are in a gang, saying that you're in a gang, and then
sending hits, doing all types of shit.
And then it's like, no, he wasn't really in a gang. He snitched, but he wasn't really in a gang. It's like, you were in the gang. You were a part of all these shoots. Like, the most basic definition of a gang member is like somebody who, is part of a criminal organization that is meant to make money. And see, clearly, that's what he was part of, even if he soon after swore off of it or relinquished his title.
And the logistics of it, I think, makes people sympathetic for him. They be like, oh man, nigga fucked your baby mama. Oh, nigga did this too. They try to kidnap you.
He just tries to add context anytime he has a microphone in front of him to make people understand that they would do it. But that's the whole thing about people snitching. Is like, you don't think that Bobby Shmurda probably...
Where east meets west, you'll find Sapporo. It's where we mix.
Thousands of videos like that made that we've never even heard of or seen because, it hasn't been promoted and didn't get any
but if
views.
which one was
444.
it? 444, bro. He was
Never. And now, he doesn't even talk about putting out music or how you could, like, join a gang, carry red rags in your video, be claiming that you're in a gang. You've got a bunch of dudes who verifiably are in a gang, saying that you're in a gang, and then
sending hits, doing all types of shit.
And then it's like, no, he wasn't really in a gang. He snitched, but he wasn't really in a gang. It's like, you were in the gang. You were a part of all these shoots. Like, the most basic definition of a gang member is like somebody who, is part of a criminal organization that is meant to make money. And see, clearly, that's what he was part of, even if he soon after swore off of it or relinquished his title.
And the logistics of it, I think, makes people sympathetic for him. They be like, oh man, nigga fucked your baby mama. Oh, nigga did this too. They try to kidnap you.
He just tries to add context anytime he has a microphone in front of him to make people understand that they would do it. But that's the whole thing about people snitching is like, you don't think that Bobby Shmurda probably had all kinds of shit in front of him that made him feel like, oh, maybe I should do it. He still didn't do it.
Yeah, because he stands for something.
Nobody said that not snitching was going to be easy.
No.
I mean,
don't join the life if you're gonna tell on somebody.
To me, it's so obvious that he's going to do this sort of pivot, right? Like, there's like a thing that you can do. Jake Paul pulled it off. Conor McGregor, his model of basically like, you're big, you're famous, but people don't really like you that much. Like, that was the problem that Jake Paul was in, where it's like he built up this big YouTube channel, but he for like little kids. It's for like teenagers, maybe even younger, etc. And then all of a sudden, Jake Paul finds himself, he's like 21, and it's like all of a sudden kind of cringy for you to be making videos.
How is it going, everybody? How you doing?
And he becomes a fucking Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather style boxer, where he really like embraces the fact that people hate him. He starts saying,
Alright then, make sure to check out Galaxy Wolf on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and welcome to my Wolf Pack.
People don't really want to hear him rap. I couldn't really see him being in like a movie. See, I disagree. I feel like the people love 6ix9ine and the industry people in the industry don't like him. So it makes it seem that way. Because if you ever look at the comments, it's all these fucking kids championing him. But okay. And granted, his music did sell, like, not terrible. Like, if we were judging him based on like, the standards that we judge other rappers, he sold like 30K in the first week or some shit. I mean, that's okay. Like, that's fine. But he is not willing to accept himself just being another rapper who's getting like okay amounts of views or whatever. He's just not willing to sort of put himself into that slot and just be this sort of mediocre rapper. He wants to be accepted and be capable of being considered one of the biggest rappers in the world. And it makes him so fucking mad that nobody thinks he can do that.
Well, nobody regards him that way. We gotta be 100 if we're gonna be 100 on all the boards. If you're blackballed from playlists, that's gonna take a big amount of your sales weight too.
And you know that's probably part of why he's like not doing music is because he knows he's not gonna get that kind of support.
Yeah.
Because listen, that last project didn't do like impressive numbers on the album. Like obviously his YouTube videos, however it happens, they get mad millions of views. If he puts out another project, it's gonna do worse than that one. I don't know. So he can't do it. He can't unless he actually manages to make a lot of music that people really want to listen to. His next album, the first album, Out of Prison, did well. Yes, somebody like me wants to hear what you have to say out of prison, so we're gonna listen to it. That makes sense. The next one has to do worse. So if the last one did like 30K or whatever, this one's gonna do 20K. Unless you manage to make it fucking huge. And as a rapper, how do you make an album huge? Well, typically, one of the main ways that people do it is that they fucking embrace just working with a ton of different artists. Doesn't seem like you really have any artists that are trying to work. So what's he gonna do? Who knows? I don't care. He could, you know what I think? He should go like rap rock. Could you see him with like a band and like doing that kind of shit? Because that world,
You should rejoin City Morning.
you know, but if he made like City Morning style stuff, or with a band and shit. But I mean, it still wouldn't make him happy. I don't think at the end of the day because I don't think that he cares about it. He cares about respect and rap.
Yeah.
That's like his people. Even if he had a good career making rock music or whatever, I'd still he should go the MGK route.
Rap is based on the
But not
streets.
pop punk. They get more metal.
Consumers. Rap is based on the streets. The consumers are not street people, so they don't care about the streets. Music is still ours. This is the guy we like. This is the guy we like. Guess what? People don't want to sit here and gravitate to that. The average motherfucker, the average consumer who doesn't gangbang, who goes to work and they pay for concerts, they don't care if somebody is snitching or not, or they're not doing no shit.
But if that's true, then why was 6ix9ine one of the biggest artists in the world, and then he came out and put out an album and didn't really sell that good? And it just doesn't seem that popular anymore.
He lost all his promo.
He got blackballed from everything.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, to some extent, the casual fans do care. If somebody like Lil Durk and whoever else looks at you, like you, that is going to have an effect on the minds of a lot of other people in the game, because if they know, oh, Lil Durk's my favorite rapper, or I like fucking Drake or Blueface or whoever, all these people that made it perfectly clear they don't fuck with them. I mean, that shit does have an effect on the conscience. I mean, if he does have a plan to drop music, he has indicated that.
Hey man, whatever that nigga do, he do. I don't care about the kid. It is what it is.
I thought it was crazy that he, during that interview, called out on Well, and it's like that's the last dude who actually is down to collab with you, and now you're calling him out too.
No, he called him out because he wasn't down to collab with him.
Oh, really? Okay, no, but I just
Why you're not allowed to talk?
Dude, this part. I just
Why
saw
is
the,
he on the podcast if he can't talk?
I just saw the title where it said,
I gotta be. You didn't even watch it?
I didn't even watch it. I just saw the title. I'm a title reader for
You got
this
the you got the story wrong because number one, 6ix9ine was on there talking about how Anuel pissed him in the club and basically said that he didn't want anything to do with him, but he didn't have a problem with him. And then the further way that this conversation has gone on is that I saw this short clip with academics talking to 6ix9ine, and 6ix9ine was basically saying that like Anuel hit him up and said that that didn't happen or whatever, but then 6ix9ine was insisting that it did happen. Either way, I mean that's just another artist on the list who's not going to work with him.
Yeah, exactly. There's like really none left at this point.
It's such a weird fucking thing to see him in the spot where like everyone kind of pays attention to what he has going on. And I just can't get over the fact that he didn't talk about music once on that thing. But it's not like anyone even thought to suggest to him that he was going to really be putting out music anytime soon.
Yeah, and like unlike the Jake Paul situation, like I don't see him becoming a boxer. Like Jake Paul's already kind of physically fit. Like he doesn't seem like he's not tall, you know, like he doesn't seem ripped at all.
We
Like,
haven't seen from 6ix9ine any indication that he actually like is capable of like getting really in shape. I mean, in boxing it seems like kind of an obvious thing for him. And he did lose a bunch of weight at one point, but like, you know, it's like we haven't seen anything that would indicate that he would be good at boxing. Right? I mean, he does seem like he really wants to fight whoever, anyone.
I think it's possible for getting that 20 million he's asking for to fight Blueface.
That was the number that Wack was tossing around the phone earlier.
Yeah, so I feel like if there's anything 6ix9ine can do right now, it's be like a Twitch or a YouTube streamer. I feel like you could transition to that and like make money off that, and people wouldn't care as much.
I mean, think about why he doesn't want to do that because that's like
That's not as
compared to being a rapper, being a popular Twitch streamer is like you're. No, it's not actually. In reality, it's not like that because really, if you were to look at what like the top streamers make, they probably make more than like damn near most rappers. But in terms of like social currency, you know, rappers are considered to be top of the fucking food chain in a lot of ways, besides maybe like movie stars or athletes. But then meanwhile, Twitch streamers are like considered like bottom of the end. There's so many things that obviously you could do without podcasts, be a huge streamer, a huge YouTube channel.
You can switch genres of music where they don't care about snitching, you know.
But then, yeah, these are all valid options that you would think that he could be pursuing if he wanted to. Instead, what's he wants to go to clubs that he knows that other rappers are in, just to prove that these rappers are good fucking I guess. I mean, everything he does, he wants to go to fucking King Bonds, he wants to fucking pull up the Nicholas.
See, that's the other part of it too. That's fucked up to me. Is that you're doing this, you're these bad niggas. You're saying all this stuff and you can't just when you do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but that 6ix9ine still talks about him being in blood, because if he was in blood, it's like when I was in the blood. Like, he doesn't think of himself as not a gangster. He said on that fucking academics part, he said, I'm the biggest gangster in the game. And then people are like, why? He's like, because he takes care of his people, and that's the like, why do people say this?
Just
Like, listen,
redefine words.
I take care of my kids. Like, I take care of my kids. I take care of my girl. We got a nice house. I go to work every day and I do my job.
Gangster.
That's not what gangster means. That's only gangster in the sense of like, if AD comes in wearing a hat, I'm like, that's gangster.
I know.
It's not like your hat is really associated with a gang. It's a figure of speech.
Yeah.
You say that's gangster. My dad was working for 10 years. Gangster. Like, why are we so easily? Why would he think that he would be able to get up on front of all these people, in front of WAC 100, and just say, I take care of my family. It's all the people around you. Granted, yes, some of those people may have done things smarter than I wish that WAC would in I wish that WAC about the details of what because there's a lot of things
settled on, that he would not be able to sit in that chair and defend Avalon those specific things if Black actually put it to the test. Black obviously is not one of my movies is the Goodfellas. If you look at the Goodfellas, bro, it's called the Goodfellas. No, it's Goodfellas though. But you see Goodfellas, right? I never seen Goodfellas. What was it? One of the number one rules that they told him as a boy. They said you don't never tell all of your friends. You don't tell your friends. And to me, being gangster is standing for something, taking care of your people, and when shit is coming in, now we're already saddled up with bad gang. No. All gangs are bad. No, all gangs are like that. Exactly, because if you sign up in any criminal organization, of course there's going to be some dudes who are fucking assholes, and especially if you're not really like taking care of them.
Yeah, like everyone's nice
And
there.
if everybody's you just
Oh, damn! I just see glory. I just see glory in my eyes.
Niggas I know, some of them went to jail. Niggas was fucking their baby mamas, bad mouthing them. They would.
It's like telling a hamster not to eat.
It's all type.
Alright? It's like telling a fucking hamster not to eat.
But you still aren't allowed to snitch. You're still not allowed to snitch.
Holy shit!
You're locked up. You're doing 20 years. Let me tell you.
Boy, you better get your out. Oh, this guy is pure ass. He fucking just hated me. I can't do anything about his age.
He did 10 years, my nigga, for a crime that he never told me. You feel me?
And my team's pure boss.
I mean, but that's what you signed. If you sign up for shit, you have to know what's
naked.
Right now, bro, if somebody said, hey, AD, you're getting 40 years, something. I stand for something, bro, if they're running track. Niggas say,
But 10 years later, you ask him, like, 10 years later, does he still have the same mentality? Like, that was worth it, you know?
No, it's not the fact that it was worth it, because what the other guy should have did is, hey, you know, I don't want my homie to do 10 years for something I did. He should have did that, but everybody is not solid like that. They fucked up originally. They did by talking about their business on the phone and having recording. He told on shit that he didn't even know nothing of. He wasn't around for. Right. But he's talking about before all that whack was said. We're already in the wrong because they were talking about criminal actions on the phone in such a way. Yeah. I mean, no one follows that rule. Like, the argument isn't don't snitch unless the other criminals are bad at crime, and then you can't snitch.
Yeah, right?
I'm pretty sure that those guys should think bro, if your worst enemy, my nigga, comes to your house and tries to kill you, and the police ask you, you're supposed to not say nothing. Don't join this gang shit if that's not what you're prepared for.
It feels like if you explain the logistics of like what we just talked about to a person who's thinking about joining a gang, most people would be like, that's not worth it.
Join a gang, if nobody's joining a gang, and then is like capable of making a rational decision probably about this. Because people join gangs with their kids.
Yeah, exactly. They just realize.
People who join gangs as adults get made fun of ruthlessly within the rap game. And for the record, joining the gang is dumb. You shouldn't join no gangs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you grow up around certain people and you grow up in an area and every time you walk outside it's around you, you don't have a lot of good male role models in your life that try to tell you something else, then you go find that family within your homies and stuff like that. You don't want to listen to your mom because you think your mom and your grandma and everybody, they don't not that they're born, but they can't teach you how to be a man. If you don't have
how to get respect.
And if you don't have real male role models, you look to the people in your neighborhood that you look up to. Hey, he's cool over there. Well, he's a Crip. Maybe this is what being a man is. And you do that shit. It's not, and they teach you these things. And if I can go back and do this shit all over again, I probably would still do the same fucking thing. But that shit came with a lot of heartbreak. I still have PTSD from all the bullshit. I just think it's cool. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. You like being a gang.
But it's like it's your environment, because like me growing up, like you were saying, like you said that you would see some dude who's respected, you would think like, oh, that's how you become a man. Like when I was a little kid, I would gain respect from my older homies by doing a skate trick or stealing bottles from weed. You know what I mean? Like, but imagine it was a leveled up. Imagine it was like beating someone up or killing
But see,
someone.
it was more like money, right? Like the guys in your neighborhood that had all the money and nice cars and stuff like that, you wanted to be like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go work at Rite Aid like Mr. George and shit like that. You don't want to be like that as a kid. So your role models become the guys that
Tell me
make
about
money.
Mr. George.
He's not a real person. I'm just giving up.
Normally George is the first name.
All right, Costanza.
Costanza?
Costanza. But what I'm saying though is joining the gang is stupid. It limits you from a lot of shit. It fucks up business moves. I didn't have business things happen to me, bro, because of my affiliations that fucked up, that halted all type of shit for me, money and everything.
Really?
Luckily, I get to do other shit now and it doesn't affect me no more. But for a lot of people, they don't get the same type of opportunities that I got.
Interesting.
As a person who's a part of the gang for 2 days, I completely wholeheartedly agree.
Shut the fuck up, Yuri.
Yeah, shut up, Yuri. At least we can agree on something. Yuri needs to shut the fuck up. So have you guys heard about Governor Andrew M. Cuomo?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm glad that he's out.
You are.
Yeah, even though he's...
Why?
Because it has nothing to do with the fact that the reason why people are mad at him now,
Do you
but
know why they ran him?
sexual assault shit.
Okay,
But
harassment.
yeah, harassment.
I
But
mean, but this is what I saw, is like, I'm reading through it, because I had seen some, like, conservative people on social media basically trying to act like what he was being accused of sexual harassment-wise wasn't actually that bad, and that it was actually, they're making it out to be so bad or whatever. There's one, like, staffer that said that, like, he took a photo with her, and put his hands around, and, like, under his shirt, put his whole hand on her tit.
yeah,
I mean,
that's...
listen, if you're the governor, like, you shouldn't do that to someone who works for you, no matter what, obviously. I wouldn't do, like, 1% of that, like, I wouldn't want to say anything about the rest of any employee ever. It's like, you're just asking to get in a shitload of trouble, or to make her feel uncomfortable, even if she doesn't report it, so clearly, that's not okay. Grabbing a titty, bro, you're the fucking governor. Even if you own the fucking gas station, you could get hit with a crazy ass lawsuit for that shit. You're the fucking governor? Like, how fucking horny are you? Like, this is not the line of work for you. If you really want to just, like, be surrounded by, like, attractive women that are gonna just let you just fucking grab onto whatever, you should join, like, a band or something. You should be like a porn star, or, like, I don't know, get on steroids and go work at a strip club or something.
Yeah, be a
bro. Like,
bouncer.
there's so many things you can do. These are, like, think about what a staffer for a Democratic governor is gonna be like fresh out of fucking college, or they're like early 20s or whatever. They're the most on Twitter people on the fucking earth. You really thought you were just gonna be grabbing pussies and boobs and shit, and that they weren't gonna fucking gang up and tattle on you?
I'm not surprised.
Are you
Like,
serious?
the one viral clip I saw of him before this whole news came out was like of him talking to someone when COVID just became a thing, and he was like a part of like news conference where some lady was basically saying that she can't find a job, and she's like, I lost a job because of COVID. And he basically said like, it's your fault for finding this essential job, essential worker job. He's like, it's your fault that you're not finding an essential worker job. And he's basically saying that everyone that's unemployed during COVID, it's your fault for not having an essential worker job. And like, he said it in such a blunt way. When I heard this news, I was like, I'm not surprised to see this news come out.
Touch some boobs. That was bad.
It was multiple people too, right? It was not just one.
You know what I was?
Can I get a detective?
I think it's, thank you. I think it's like a method or some shit. You know what? This is the weird asymmetry of this whole thing, though, is that when one Republican gets accused of doing a bunch of crazy ass shit like this, they all just say, fuck you. We don't buy it. He's a great guy. A Democrat? If it's a Democrat, up there in a fucking hurry to get you out of here. I mean, there are these accusations have been floating around for a while. He really managed to slip away from having to resign early, for quite some time.
Wow.
He really, it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they finally finished that investigation, and it just made him look guilty as fuck. So he finally withdrew after being basically forced to. But I mean, he did hold out for an impressive ass amount of time. To be fair, he fucking fought. He did not want to go.
Is he gonna face any repercussions other than leaving his job?
I think one woman is filing.
like a legal case if she actually works with the police.
It would be real, it would be real lame if he literally just has to leave his job, get some severance pay, and then no one ever hears of him again. You know, he's like living in some lake house.
Yeah, sold or something. They only fail.
Yeah.
So you're gonna fucking. Well, I mean, I don't know. How much trouble do you get in for like harassment in court?
There's a picture you said. So.
Picture. Him grabbing the movie.
Yeah. Did you say during the picture he did that?
I don't think you see that.
Oh, okay. It was just a hidden thing.
Yeah. Don't grab
Jeez.
movies to be in politics. Although that would be.
Don't worry about it.
We need politicians.
I saw we need
politicians. Why? Honestly, because otherwise it's an anarchy.
It's anarchy right now.
No, it's not.
Have you been keeping up with what's going on?
No. Yeah.
Really?
There's been a spike in crime recently, but I mean, for the most part.
Have you seen what's been going on in China, in the Bay Area?
It's not anarchy though. Anarchy is like, you see the movies, and people are revolting and smashing shit up. When you talk about Chinatown, the Bay Area, it's like
People are getting mugged midday every day.
That's not anarchy, but yeah, I mean,
That's
more people than
crazy.
average getting mugged is bad. Like, you know, there's been like, 8 like elderly Asian people who've like got randomly attacked in the Bay Area and stuff. But I mean, anarchy, like that's a spite. It's like, it's still like, it's like double digits people. That's like one thing. I was talking about this with my fucking Iranian personal trainer this morning, who I always reference. He always called him a bitch ass person too. He would never come on here because he's in a established link. Does he even watch this shit? You just talk shit about him?
Goes to sleep at 5
Because I think
p.m.
he'll resign. He does. He goes to bed super early because he wakes up at like. Nigga, you go to bed early too. He wakes at like 3 in the morning. He goes to bed like 9.
That doesn't make sense. All the time you're saving going to sleep, you're wasting like in other parts. Like it doesn't make sense. You might as well
He
just be
wakes up early because his job starts early. People want to work out at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
That's super fucking. I can't do it.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe 11.
I need like 2 a.m.
Anyway, we were talking this morning, and he said, he's like, it's so crazy to me, like, America compared to, like, where I used to live in Iran, he's like, it's so non-racist. It's so open-minded to women. It's so, like, open-minded to homosexuals. But meanwhile, everybody in America spends all the fucking time just talking about how racist everything is, and how fucking women are in danger and all this shit. And it's like, kind of like lose track of the fact that it's like, clearly, America in 2021,
It's like
despite
the
its
best
flaws,
country to
it's like
live.
the best place
Bro, I think about that all the time,
in
too.
history for people that are not, for people that are minorities, basically, whether it's fucking women or whatever. Like if you're a black person that's clearly now is your best chance in history of them like losing their job, you do some kind of reporting of it, being crucified on Twitter. Yeah. And I mean that's just it didn't exist. There's some countries you can't be homosexual.
Almost every country, like if
And that's like the first thing they do is they shut down the schools. Why would they fucking, make them grow out their beards and shit, and grow out their boobs and shit. It's like, we gotta hold on to that shit.
I feel the same way as you.
We're gonna have Ben Shapiro talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
1 minute video on Twitter. Who the fuck cares?
Whenever I hear people complain about how like corrupt and bad America is, I'm like, dude, Russia is a million times worse. Like in almost every other country, and they always like sometimes people refer to like, oh, Switzerland has a crime rate of 0.3%. You're like, yeah, that's one country with like barely any people in there.
Gigantic.
Exactly.
Another thing that I can talk about is the police and police brutality. That is, our people, you get flipped over when it comes down to that.
By the police in Russia.
No, never. You know,
You get getting beaten up and like mugged, and people will like, tell you like, give me some money, Russia. Like there's corruption, but they're not killing people for like running a red light and shit like that.
minorities, my people, and the government and the police. place. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful place. I wouldn't want to live nowhere else. It's crazy how, like, even just saying that, like, I saw this clip from the Olympics of this one athlete, and I'm not sure exactly what her sport of choice was, but she's black, and then she's so enthusiastic. She's like, get the fuck out. They're asking her, like, what do you think of your country? And she's just like, I love America, I love this country. Like, she just says, like, that she loves America, no caveats or anything. And it was, like, kind of crazy because you're sort of, like, so used to people trying to say that America's also kind of fucked up when they have an opportunity
They
to.
put up sponsorship
That when
dollars.
she didn't do it, it was kind of like, oh my god, like, and especially just when a video is like going viral, you expect that there's gonna be a twist at the end.
Yeah.
And then I'm like watching it and realizing like, oh, the twist is that there is no twist. She just sincerely
She's
hates on
happy
America.
American.
And like, pull McDonald's now. The standard for women is so.
What?
To me, Sweetie got the fucking McDonald's collab with Travis Scott.
I don't understand that either. Who's gonna go to McDonald's for a Sweetie burger?
I'm just saying, Travis Scott is
Sweetie got a Sprite too.
Travis Scott, objectively, everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of his music. He's objectively, like, by far one of the most popular rap artists.
But he's a hype master. Besides the music, it's like his clothes,
and
everything.
the personal brand that he has built up
Yeah.
around his music is so gigantic. I'm watching this video of Sweetie out of McDonald's. They got a whole police force. They got 15 cops. They got security guards. They got fucking barriers up around the entire McDonald's. There's like 14 fans. And they're all like 12-year-old girls.
Sweetie.
I'm like, bro, think about how fucking rigged this game is that Sweetie got the collab after fucking Travis Scott.
She finessed them.
If she, who's gonna get
Honestly,
it next?
yeah, claps
They might
for
go
her. She
really
got it back.
underground for the next one, bro. They might have a Space Ghost per McDonald's meal after this. I don't know.
That'd be fun. I get
Who
that.
else can get one?
I would get a Space Ghost per McDonald's meal before Sweetie's, to be honest.
She's kind of
It's funny.
controversial. I mean, the one thing you can say about her, though, even though her music is clearly like a million times less popular than Travis Scott's, is that she has built like a nice personal brand to her, right?
She got a Sprite too.
I don't think people are gonna be flocking to the fucking McDonald's to cop this meal. I'm totally honest.
And also, it's not a loss for her because it's not like she released an album and people are like, oh, 14 people showed up. It's like people don't care if people show up or not.
I love you, Jan.
Travis Scott was at the McDonald's for that meet and greet. It would have been the whole town would have been shut down. Someone would have died.
People have been collecting
Someone
the
somehow
napkins
would
on
have
the
got
floor.
killed.
People have been picking up the trash from the floor of that event, labeling it.
Personally show up and wear a flag. She didn't even get a fucking merch. It's just, I mean, isn't it weird? The fucking Sweetie, McDonald's. Put us a little in the corner. I want to see what the fucking merch collab is. Just search Sweetie, McDonald's. Pull it up in the stream. All people as a family.
Her meal was not custom at all.
Yes, but it's weird. In comparison to Travis Scott, Travis Scott is the most basic meal of all time.
I think that's just I think that's a reason why she got it, because she's known for making concoctions with food.
Oh, right. Is that part of it? Just dropped the Sweetie meal. The iciest summer collab is finally here. You can put us in the corner? We're in the corner. We're in the corner.
Chicken nuggets in the burger.
The iciest summer collab is finally here. A Big Mac, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, medium fries, a medium Sprite with Sweetie and sour, and tangy barbecue sauce. So I was wrong. This is the most basic meal ever.
Wait.
It just comes with the Sweetie and sour. Which McDonald's do normally. Can you even get sweet
Travis
sauce?
Scott didn't have a custom sauce like
Yes, he
that.
did. Well, it wasn't custom, but he had the barbecue sauce.
But no, he had the barbecue, but it wasn't a custom labeled one. That I want to collect.
Do we know that it's going to be that designer in stores?
If it is, then I would actually get it. Because
Scroll
Travis
down
Scott
a
didn't have
little
that.
bit more. Enter the Sweetie Sweet.
Everything is sweet in front of
Enter
it.
the Sweetie Sweet Steak. Hey, Sweetie fans. Also, I want to say she has one of the worst names in the history of rap music. I
You're so
feel
harsh on her.
gay every single time I say it. I'm just, and not that I have anything, no to baby. I love the gay people.
Well, the baby.
Nobody wants to say Sweetie.
Especially 3 times in a row, back to back to back.
And nobody wants to enter a Sweet Steak. Anyways.
I think some little girls want to join
This
us.
is what I wanted to see. Remix it like Sweetie.
fries in your Big Mac or a chicken McNugget sandwich. The Sweetie meal was made to be remixed and remixed again. So get your meal hack on. You have Sweetie's blessing. Look at this.
How do you eat any of those?
Who would want to remove the topping from a Big Mac? Too much ketchup. This is what I want to know. Are they going to do this for you, or are they going to, or do you have to do this yourself? Because a chicken nugget sandwich, you're just going to give me a box of chicken nuggets.
If it's wrapped in the thing,
And then a bun, and then some ketchup, and you're going to ask me. I'm not going to be able to do this concoction. This is ridiculous.
dude, I'm guessing that Sweetie takes a bath every time she eats McDonald's because everything's so messy, dude. How are you supposed to
What was the thing that she was doing? Check out
and you know what they're gonna give
this. Imagine taking that to go. I want these. Do it exactly like this. They're gonna say, fuck you. Imagine holding up the drive. It's like an art project for you. That's why they say you remix it.
exactly. You do it now
Here's
yourself.
what I find so fascinating about the McDonald's collabs is that they go on to work with the biggest fucking artists. Well, Travis Scott making that sweet and Jay Goblin. Yes. Jay Goblin is huge. I've heard. Kind of a mystery to me. I don't speak politics or whatever. So it's a mystery to me, but yes, I understand it's very big. But they won't actually introduce any elements. Everything's so agreement. The solution actually looks like that when you get it. That, at least that's a little bit.
Because they're packaging.
They did the merch. So I don't see any merch here. Can we scroll all the way to the top to see if there's like, if there was merch, say something. But I seen her wear a shirt. There was something there. Travis Scott merch was fire.
At least make some custom chicken nugget shapes.
Merch was custom. Yeah, but to make it custom.
Like you say, it's not even custom. Like you're going there, I don't know, maybe to the point
Send me in.
Ow! Just wait, I'm in the middle of a match.
Are you gonna send me in?
Just wait.
You know how they tested Subway to the I want to test beef. They're gonna be like,
My question is, why will Burger King fire? Oh, was getting endorsements? They ain't got the bag like that. You know, I mean, that's your bag like that.
I want a custom Aiden Ross meal.
If they're gonna go and spend Burger King like that, except me,
Unless you want me to do a commercial for you.
It's huge. I'm not saying, listen, Burger King, Wendy's, I get it, they're not as big as McDonald's, but if McDonald's can go and give Travis Scott like $10 million to do this kind of deal, where is the Burger King fucking Young Thug meal?
Carl's Jr. needs to bring back, you know how they would bring on like those models to eat the sandwiches all like in slow motion and shit?
No.
They're gonna bring that back now that McDonald's going so crazy.
You talking about when they had like the car wash?
Yeah, they'll be eating the sandwich. They had Jessica Simpson going like, this sandwich is so good.
You told me that the song "At the Car Wash" is a big part of understanding Black culture. I never told you that. No, you told me like if you want to understand our people, watch this video over. I definitely did not do it in the vlog. You want to understand our people? Watch Roots and see what your people did to my people. Who I was thinking about watching that, but it's always like, oh, do I really want to get bummed out? I don't want to watch it next to you. I might punch you. Yeah. That's unfair. Is that unfair? That has nothing to do with me, really.
Hey, but it's funny though, because my people said when that movie came out and white people watching theaters with them, they were scared as fuck leaving that shit.
Huddle together.
Do you think that there's a risk of that?
If what?
An uprising in the movie theater? Like that the movie could convince a bunch of black people that they've been wrong so much that they would then just destroy all the white people sitting next to them. I don't think it's kind of a legal thing.
I ain't gonna lie though, when I watch
Tempers could be high.
when I watch Slave, that shit was
He says something interesting. you say, have you guys heard of this random thing that has nothing to do with it? It does have to do with podcasting. We're talking about podcasting is I bring up a topic and we go in depth about that topic. You dash off and you try to make it about something else.
No, it was about movie theaters. Like we were talking about.
Okay, that's connected, but it's not elaborating on the original idea. You're darting around too much. And when I did podcast, is that like I would tell a story. I mean, like literally, about me, and then like I was volunteers in the story. Well, what about this? And like, just tell me. I was just thinking in my head. I'm like. That's like a weird thing that I think you have to fight, which it does seem kind of normal in like normal conversation, but as like an interview or like when doing a podcast, I feel like you need to be able to like dig into a topic and really flesh out your thoughts.
No, you're right. I didn't realize that until I did the timestamps for that podcast, but I
Stop moving.
that were like,
don't feel bad because this happened. Used to happen to me a lot.
Then it was doing no announcement.
AD's main problem is that I've had AD Co's on so many podcasts, he's never asked a question.
What? I mean,
Just you don't really you don't like inquire because it's easy for you to talk about yourself. It's hard for you to like get into someone else's head.
see, because I like playing the back role when you do it. I'm there for support and comic relief in my head.
Well, on here, but on your podcast, it's like you want to like dig up. You want to like.
Well, we
get
don't really
information
have.
from
We really don't have guests no more. We just chop it up like we're homies. That's
Yeah,
what
but I'm saying like when you're co-hosting with me, it's like I always kind of like want to know what you want to know about people because I feel like that would be very revealing. But I feel like you haven't really got into the groove of asking them.
I know. I did it with Kevin Samuels. That's why
What'd you ask him?
I told him
because you'll be talking about 50 guy game bag. You're like,
no, you didn't know that he had cancer, and I brought that shit up and I asked him about that shit.
oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, that's why I sit in on the ones that I personally like. Like some of you like, can you sit there with me? And I'll be like, all right, I'm there for support. But it's like, for me to want to sit down, I have to like really be interested in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like an interviewer.
A party officiator.
Yeah.
As podcasts, not drinking.
Actually, no. You know what's crazy is that I've told myself before, I can't make music without drinking. I can't do my show without drinking. I can't do anything without drinking. And then some of my best shit I made musically was me being sober, and some of my best episodes on the podcast is me being sober. So I'm like, I don't need that shit.
That shit, you know? Like I was like, oh, I can't like fall asleep with weed. And I fucking randomly won't have weed and I fall asleep in like 2 minutes. It's like you convince yourself that you need drugs to do things that you really don't need drugs for.
And they call that a crutch too. So it's like if you need a crutch to do anything, you master.
You go to the club and just happen to take mushrooms.
You know what? That's just me just trying to figure it out. But I've been having fun, bro, just like being myself at the clubs. I thought I was going to hate it. I told myself, if I'm sober, I hate being places. I'm like, nah. I've been having the same amount of fun. I've been having ginger beer and...
Mushrooms at a club seems like the worst.
Oh, it's the worst. Twice I
It's like usually one of these close friends, very few people.
Yeah, because you can feel like the walls just dum, 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 dum.
People have given me some like last year or two, and I just have them all in a drawer, and I never like feel the need of like, oh, I'm gonna be sitting on the couch for a few hours tonight. Maybe I should just freak out.
I don't think I need anything anymore.
Oh shit, was that good?
I'm getting high off my life, and I like it better. I'm making better decisions. I'm getting healthier.
I'm dying. Actually, no. I'm so jealous of you that you had been consuming, maybe like 10,000 calories of fucking alcohol every week. That it's so easy for you to like lose weight right now because you're just removing ton of shit that you were putting into your body. Meanwhile, I'm over here. I don't even like. I don't have that thing. They're like, oh, like when you like go to the way, it's like you should quit drinking soda. Well, okay, I did that. The only thing I have to quit is I just have to quit snacking at night. I've gotten a lot better.
You wanna know what was like crazy too? On top of drinking, I used to drink 2 Red Bulls a day, like 2 to 3.
I know, you would drink hella Red Bulls.
Yeah, bro.
I know,
So
bro, it's like 1 in each.
that much sugar was like, but I can feel the difference. My body be like, it's been craving that shit. Like I need some sugar, I need some sugar, I need some sugar and shit too. So I just been fighting through that shit.
She might not be listening to music stream on Friday either.
He doesn't. I don't even come anymore.
Yeah, I'm not pretending that that was like a mistake for him.
I like it better though anyway that fucking Bell and Kiki get to do that shit too. You know what I mean? Like yeah. And then too, like that was like once the world was closed down, the shit's open. Yeah, like nah, Fridays is
I want to just like one thing I really want to do is I want to like have more live streams on the channel, but have them just be like more entertaining and like, you know, like, but it's weird because it's like, okay, you have a podcast, so what would like an AD-led stream on here be like, you know, like something that's different than like a podcast, but it's a stream, but it's not just listening to music. Because just listening to music,
video games.
only so many people are gonna want to see that.
Video games, but I'm doing that.
Like when I look at the Fresh and Fit thing, they and they do the thing that they do where they do streams, chicks, talk about shit, they get the girls involved. That's kind of fun. 5 million girls to get there. Whereas like finding a dude who has like a good enough personality to be on camera consistently.
Sounds like me.
Women can just get by.
I think there's no bad ideas for a live stream if they want to do that shit. Like, even like me with hats, bro, I can do fucking hat reviews or something like that. People can send shit in and stuff. It's all kinds of situations and shit.
Well, the address is in the description of this YouTube video, right? Yeah, if you want to send in stuff to the PO box, whether it's shirts, hats, hat guy over here. Maybe if we get enough hats, we could do a hat live stream. So I bring up the first thing. Something I think more appealing about a bunch of women than
It can be different things though. I mean, I've noticed that
like what academics does on the street. News stories that he wants to talk about. He pulls up some random video. Responds to people in the chat. I mean, that's the kind of streams that it would be cool to have on here, where it's more like just a couple of the guys and they're like surfing the internet and like that's what I really
Hello?
think is, like for the next set, like assuming
Hello?
we got this
Yeah.
space or whatever.
Alright,
I kind of want to
come
make
outside.
like a fucking table.
Where you guys by?
environment doing the interviews and more like a super
Don't lie.
comfortable area with like couches and like the mics are set up so you can like move the mics around and stuff, but it's like a couch, you get super comfortable shit chair. Like my whole goal with the interviews and shit is to make it as comfortable as possible environment. That's why I think people are smoking and shit on here. Like realistically, it's like you are sitting at a desk in an office chair. If we had like a cool ass couch and like nice chairs and it was like super comfortable and you're just smoking in this environment, I kind of think that would be better than the table chairs thing that has always obviously been our thing.
Caleb, just wait. I'm in the middle of a match here.
Hang out less of a hard time just getting people to be down to just kick it for hours and hours
Yeah,
on live
exactly.
stream, make it as comfortable as possible.
And if you, in that new location,
We can, but I remember my podcast started. What we was saying that we was gonna do didn't happen. What? We were supposed to have like the bar area, and we were supposed to have like the guests come out with bottle service. That's what we was thinking. It's so easy. They say hey, I gotta go piss. So you guys talk about things that are fucking sell and a graphic content wouldn't talk about it.
Ask me some questions, Jerry.
Bomb to Calabasas. Go watch my Wally.
Shout out to Wallace.
Wally, not Wally.
I said Wallace. Ask me some questions. As we know, this is you my first choice as a coach. So I want to know what this show is. Ask me some questions.
Which I appreciate you for that. I don't have any questions for you off the top of my head.
Bro, ask me fucking something.
Bruh.
Are you gonna watch Fast and the Furious 9?
Is it out?
Yeah, I think it's out already.
That was a
Yeah,
good
no one
game.
cares.
GG.
Yuri, that's the stupidest fucking question.
Do you have any questions for me?
You can ask me anything.
Bruh, it's cause I'm trying. It's cause there was a person on top. You should have killed the person on top. Bro. Was there 3 people, bro?
Give me something good.
I don't want to leave it too long of an awkward
This
silence.
guy sucked, Abraham.
How
Nigga.
long has it been since you quit drinking?
About a month, I believe.
About a month.
I'm gonna stop.
And
I'm gonna stop here, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next stream, and yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next stream, and yeah, I gotta knock out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.